I've heard you talk about how, you regret what you did, bringing all those drugs into the community, and that, today the work you do is your way of, you know,
My form of redemption.
yeah, you're a form of redemption. Talk a
Yeah.
little bit about it, how you arrived at that.
Because more once you're in prison, you got time to do nothing but think.
Right.
Get yourself together, self-evaluation. So, like I said, the first thing I did was get myself together with God. And then I become a Muslim.
Mm-hmm.
And then from that point on, Islam was the best thing that happened to me. And it transformed me from the man I was to the man I am now. So it really gave me true manhood and the definition what a man is. And what is my real purpose in life here. So once you get all those things embedded in you, then you become the type of your eyes just come open. Then you look at the things you used to do, and you be like, "Whoa, that was me. I did those things.
Mm-hmm.
I sold those drugs. I was a womanizer like this. I was doing this, and you regret them things. So, and regret, strong regret, is something you ain't gonna go back to.
Yeah, nothing you can do about it, right?
Right. So I'm really, I was such a clown back then that I wish I could have, kicked my own self in the butt because of some of the things I did, especially with the neighborhoods and the people, and keeping people addicted to drugs by giving them the drugs, instead of trying to find ways to find ways to help them, knowing that I come from a family, mother strung out on drugs, so I should have been a little bit more.
Your mother was an abuser, drug abuser?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So knowing all them things right there should have kind of, well, but once your eyes come open, you kind of, from this point on, you start putting pieces together. So I just dedicated my life now to helping the young people out in the street with the work that I do with Chicago CRED. And it's a beautiful feeling when you change a person's life, help them to get straight now, put them on the right path, and
what do you think, like these guys that we all serve at CRED, and I know you were a life coach too. You said your title now is life coach and curriculum designer?
Specialist.
It's curriculum specialist, but both of you have a lot of experience as life coaches. Like, what can we say to what do you say to these young guys who are caught up in this life? I mean, we know that there's thousands of kids who are in the pipeline to keep going right into this thing, right? What can we say to them?
Your first thing that you want to evaluate the youngster that you probably talking to, and then see what may fit with him to get his attention. You want to get his attention so you can start feeding him the things that he needs to know to start making better choices in life. So it's just about getting to know him first, interacting. So mentorship is big, and it should be a point. But as life coach, that's what we try to do. We try to mentor them to try to get them some understanding. And once we start building a relationship with them, then we can start directing because they'll start listening now. And you do that from the experience that we have from being in prison, being in the street, doing the things that we do. So all these things that you try to think was, something that you can glorify, we try and tell you, no, this ain't nothing to glorify right here. Because the things that we had to do, suffer, being in jail with a life sentence, losing your family while you there, all these things, right? You don't want to go through that right there. So that's one of the things,
And do the young people have to be in a certain receptivity state of mind before they can hear it, or you feel like you can get to all of them if you just build some trust?
And that's what yes, because that's what you want to do. This generation here,
yeah,
you got to build a little, because this generation here is something special. So
they get a lot of stuff coming at them. I mean, they see a million images that we didn't see when we were growing up. Maybe you saw. Well, you probably saw plenty of things. Certainly things I didn't see, but still, the younger ones today seem to have just an endless access to violence, to anything they want to. They can see anything online, and
And this help keep them in the state that they're in. It's only feeding that negative mind state, and it's another fight that we got to, another part that we got to fight against now. We got to fight against social media, and everybody think that social media is the outlet for their fame for some reason. Um, everybody want to get points on social media for some reason. And that's scary because, like, back in our days, you would never catch us on social media. Man, we hide from cameras and everything. Everything else. You don't even want to be in a picture with certain people. So that's less known being on social media with some showing guns, doing this, shooting up. So all these things here.
When we just to bring it back to your son, D thing, man. I know that part of your life. I know him being a part of your life, and then him um, returning to God, passing away. That affected you deeply because I know the relationship that you guys had, man. How you dealing with that, the loss?
A parent can't never. We just go day by day, and because it's always something in you that always haunts you, and it's always something in you make you feel like, did I do all I can? So these things here is always give you that time right there to try. It ain't nothing you can really. You just pray every day for strength, and make it through another day, another day, another day, another day. But you constantly gonna think about your child all the time, about what he be doing now, And then when they leave kids behind, it makes it even more harder because the children missing their father, and you missing your child. So it kind of,
That's a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, it's a few years ago.
Yeah.
Do you transitioning from or going from the death of D thing and then having this big event, right? With the Muslims coming together in Chicago, your son, Lil Durk putting on this big event. Because I remember him posting on social media that he wanted to bring all the Muslims together in Chicago and pray for a prayer. And then that actually happened. Um, what right after that, not soon after that, not long after that, he was actually arrested. How long was from the prayer to him being arrested? How long was that?
I think a week or so, maybe a week, almost 2 weeks, somewhere up in there.